You see this mess behind me? This is the roadmap to how you manage remotely with a short-term rental business. I'm going to show you everything you need to do, who you need to hire, how you do it right now here on the Fearless Investor YouTube channel. Hey, welcome in, and I'm really excited about this topic. I get this question a lot. In fact, one person in particular said, hey, please do a video about this topic, managing remotely from another city, another state where you can't easily drive over there or fix the problems yourself. And so I just want to encourage you, if you have any videos that you'd like me to make, go ahead and comment on any videos that you're watching of mine, but especially on this one down below. What would you like to learn? What have I not made a video about? Make sure to search on my channel too. I have hundreds of videos that are free here about short-term rentals and Airbnb. And if you haven't seen this channel yet, also make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that way you get informed on everything that we're doing here. So I want to talk about managing remotely. In case you didn't know, I have 70 plus properties in 3 different markets, 2 of which I am not near. One is about an hour to hour and a half away. And then the other one is actually in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm in Fresno, California. So the thing about this, guys, is most of you, the reason that you're not managing remotely or just don't feel like you can manage remotely is because you don't have a CEO mindset. So that's the first thing I want to kind of talk about here is a CEO mindset. All right, so a CEO mindset does not sound like this. Oh, there's a problem. I need to go fix it. I need to go to the property. I need to fix the toilet. I need to meet the plumber there. I need to respond to this guest and fix the situation. That's not a CEO mindset. That's an operator mindset. You are a Airbnb and short-term rental operator in the beginning, but if you're still an operator at property number 8, 10, 15, or beyond, you might have found some financial freedom in this business, but you haven't found the true unlocked beauty of this business, and that is time freedom. And so if you have this CEO mindset, then you're going to have a great success in doing the things I'm about to show you. If you don't yet, I want you to go and buy a book. It's called The E-Myth. The E-Myth talks about exactly this, how you remove yourself from the day-to-day operations and really truly become an entrepreneur and have this CEO mindset. The next thing I want to talk about is good people. Okay, a lot of people ask, how do you have all these systems? What are the standard operating procedures that you use? How do you document that? And you know what? All of that is great. It's very important, but it's also completely a moot point if you don't have good people. So for me, the people is what I really invest into. Yes, we get the systems down, but it comes after the people, because if I can find good people, they can therefore find the systems, create the systems, and then they're reporting those systems to me. So that's what I want to talk about next is if you're just getting started and maybe you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? Las Vegas is impossible to do short-term rentals in. They don't allow you to. Next door is Henderson, but it's still a little bit difficult over there. So you might be thinking, well, I need to do this maybe in Utah or Phoenix or somewhere that's not super far, but still far enough away where I'm not going to be able to handle these things. Again, this goes for whether it's in your backyard or whether it's 3 hours or 3,000 miles away. If you have the CEO mindset, that's what's going to allow us to be able to do this remotely. So the first thing we have to do is we have to remove ourselves from, I need to be there, I need to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hire 4 particular people. We're going to get a cleaner. See if I can get that. Handyman. I'm going to just put HM for handyman. Make sure that's big enough. Yeah, you can see that. And then a runner. And then a designer, D-E-S, okay? I have terrible handwriting, so I really apologize ahead of time. But a cleaner, a handyman, a runner, and a designer. Cleaner, obvious, right? They're gonna clean the property. One property, right? One cleaner, they're getting it done. Handyman, in case anything goes wrong. Runner, now can a runner actually be either the cleaner or the handyman? Either of these? Yes, absolutely, and that's where we can save some money, save some time. And then an interior designer, because you're not going to go and do the properties yourself. You're not going to set them up yourself. You want your interior designer to do this, okay? So a quick story. When I first started in short-term rentals, it was in my own backyard, but One time I actually was setting up I want to say it was my second or third property, and I was out of town. I was on a work trip. So what happened is my interior designer came in, set up the entire property while I was gone, and did a FaceTime video with me while I was on the road. All right, so I didn't have to be there. It was, again, my second or third property. I can't remember. It was actually really scary for me because I was like, oh my gosh, is she going to do the right thing? Is she going to set this up the right way? Are we going to be able to host a guest while I'm gone for our first property or our first guest for this property? And it's going to be in good condition? And the answer was yes, because we had a designer, FaceTime afterward, everything was good to go. All right, so what would I say for one property? Let's go ahead and put this down for one property. So if I've got one property, I'm going to go ahead and probably get 2 cleaners. Why 2? Well, what if cleaner number 1 goes down? I'm going to get 1 handyman. I'm going to get 1 runner. And I only need 1 interior designer. All right. So 2 cleaners, 1 handyman, 1 runner, 1 designer. Again, the runner can be either the cleaner or the handyman. We have a lot of cleaners and handyman on our team that act as a runner. So the next question is, where are we finding these people? So let's start with the cleaner. Turnover B&B, social media, and I would then say as well, let me just put another slash here, your network. Okay, so Turnover B&B is an awesome website, spelled exactly how it sounds, Turnover B&B. And you can put a property out there for everyone to be able to bid on. Whoever gives the most bids has the best reviews. It's kind of like Uber or even like Airbnb, and you can pick which one you want to use. Social media, I'm going on to Facebook Marketplace. I'm going on to Instagram. I'm going on to a lot of different places that I think I can find. I would even put, to expand this a little bit, it doesn't have to be social media, just anything internet related. Indeed.com is a really good one, where I can post in a group or to my potential avatar cleaner that I need the description of what I'm looking for. We've always found that social media has been one of the biggest ways that we can recruit good cleaners, including just posting on my own personal page and saying something to the effect of, hey, I'm starting a business in, again, let's just say you're wanting to do Phoenix, Arizona, or Salt Lake City. I'm starting a short-term rental business in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am looking for good cleaners, people that are available between 11 to 4 every day. Do you know anyone looking for some extra income in the area? Please tag them or share this post with them. So that's something I'm doing, or I'm going literally to Facebook Marketplace and posting a job description on Facebook Marketplace. And then my network, I'm calling people. Do I know anyone in that area? If I know someone, great. If I don't, I want to make a connection with someone anyway. I want to go out and I want to find realtors. So if I'm finding realtors, what are they going to do? They're going to do 2 things. One, they're going to help me find these people. A good realtor in the area. Google a realtor in this remote area. If you don't know a single person, Google a cleaner or Google a realtor, and they'll help you find a cleaner, a handyman, a runner, and an interior designer. Because what is a realtor's job? It's to get connected. So if they are connected already with the people that you need, that's number 1. Reason number 2 is that they have clients that have purchased properties and don't know what to do with them and are saying, hey, a long-term rental, numbers aren't quite working out, but short-term rental, I want to do that, but I also don't want to be a part of all the management. So a realtor is really going to help you. So I would say, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and add that up here, is that a realtor is a really good idea. I'm going to put a star next to that. Okay. So that's the first teammate that we put up here that is in regards to actually growing your business. But what we're talking about is just managing the business here. So when we talk about one property, right, that's pretty simple. I can go on to Turnover B&B and I can find a cleaner. I can find a realtor that can lead me to these people. I can go on to Thumbtack. Okay. Thumbtack is a good one. Thumbtack. TaskRabbit is also a good one for both of these. I can find a runner and a handyman with Thumbtack. And an interior designer, I'm really just using Instagram. So IG, and I'm just putting, in the search, Phoenix interior designer. Or I'll even do Google, all right? I'll put a G there for Google. So interior designer is gonna be found with Instagram and Google. I'm just searching for one. Again though, if I find a realtor, if I start with a realtor, they might just lead me to all these people. And so I'm not gonna go into how to connect with a realtor, how to network, how to propose a business relationship right now with a realtor. That's all in our 6-figure formula, which if you haven't checked out, fearlesskyle.com/6FF. It's only $49 a month, and it can literally teach you how to build this business. And we talk a lot about how to connect and how to really build relationships, symbiotic relationships with realtors that will help us to grow our business. So go check that out. But the next one I want to talk about is, what about when we get to like 5 properties, right? What does this look like now? Well, when we get to 5 properties, we're going to need probably, I think you can get away with 2, but I'm going to say ideally 2 to 3 cleaners. Then with a handyman, I still think you can get away with 1 handyman, because the amount of issues that you're going to be dealing with on a daily basis with 5 properties is not that much. Maybe you want to get a second one at this point, just in case your main handyman is bogged down. A runner, kind of the same thing, 1 to 2. An interior designer, that's still 1. Because I'm not likely at this point doing more than 2 setups at a time. So an interior designer, a good one with a good team, is probably well equipped to be able to take on 2 setups at once. But what about when we get to 4xing, 5xing this business at 20 properties? What does that look like? Well, our cleaners definitely have to go up. We have to, because we can have 4, 5, 6, maybe even 10 turnovers in one day. So I really would like to have 6 cleaners at this point. Typically about 1 cleaner per 3 properties once I get beyond the 10 property mark is kind of my comfort level, because I'm likely going to have, on a busy day, about 25% of those properties, maybe as much as 50% of those properties turning over. And if I have 50% of 20 properties turning over, that's 10 properties in a day. I can have 6 cleaners do 10 properties in a day, because the likelihood of all 10 of those properties having a same day check-in is not very high. So sometimes we can push those back to where they're not needing to be ready by 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Then on the handyman standpoint, I absolutely have to have 2, but really ideally 3 at this point. Runners, now here's the thing about runners. They need to grow more at a cleaner kind of exponential standpoint. Why would we need 5 to 6 runners at this point? I'm not talking about a runner in regards to going and picking up toilet paper and all that stuff. We're using Instacart for that. Instacart is awesome. You can pay $10 a month, free shipping for all of your Instacart deliveries. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I get Instacart delivered to my house once a month and the shipping on that is crazy, I can't do that for every order. If you do the $10 per month, then Instacart is very affordable. But I'm talking more about the eyes on the property that the cleaners don't have. So at this point, I would even say one of these runners becomes a quality control manager. What is a quality control manager? They are the eyes on your property so that your cleaners can go in, they can wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, get that property clean. But then a second pair of eyes comes in, not every time. Some people are doing, and another name for this is inspector. Some people are having an inspector going in at every single turnover. I think that's overkill. By the way, we have 4.9 star ratings on Airbnb over the last calendar year, over 2,000 reviews, and that means over 70 properties. So we do a pretty good job, and I'm not just glazing over the fact that a quality control manager should not be done every single time. If you want to do it every time, I think that's fine. It just becomes expensive. And what that person's doing is they're coming in after the cleaner is done to do 2 things. One, they're going to check, hey, is this cleaner doing a good job? If they're not, we're going to show them how they can do a better job. Number 2 is, are all the doorknobs tight? Have the air filters been replaced? Was the filter in the fridge replaced? Is the air conditioning working properly? Is the Wi-Fi working properly? They're checking out all the things that we don't pay the cleaner to do in order to get that property good to go. And then still over here, I would say your interior designer 1, maybe 2 at this point, and you might have even brought this in-house at this point, because if you have 20 properties, you probably have enough people on your team. Just so you know, 70 properties right now. In our main market in Fresno, California, we have 10 cleaners. Well, let me get to that in a second, but the idea here is right around 20 or 30 properties, what we did is we actually brought interior design in-house. My wife, great eye for interior design. There's someone on your team. If you have this many people on your team, there's someone on your team at that point that says, hey, I like interior design. Great, we're gonna pay you, and instead of me paying an interior designer $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to do their job, some of them are wild. Some of them are literally doubling the amount that they're paying for material. We're gonna go ahead and let you, maybe it's Miss Cleaner or Miss Runner or Miss, intern of the interior designer that is trying to build a portfolio. We're going to let you be our interior designer. We're going to pay you, call it $2,000. All right. So now we're saving $2,000 if we're arbitraging or owning, at least $2,000, because if we were paying an interior designer $4,000 and now we're bringing it in-house and paying them $2,000, they're stoked and you're saving $2,000. Or if you're co-hosting, if you're managing for someone else, now there's a profit margin there. You can still charge that owner retail price for their property on an interior design job, $4,000, and your charges are only $2,000. Now you keep the other $2,000 as profit from managing that project. That's something that we've done in-house. And so that's where you might want to bring this in-house. Now, if you notice, I'm kind of saying in-house. I'm bringing a lot of things in-house. I'm a big believer that if you're far away, you might have to make this a cleaning company. This might be a necessary evil, but it's not ideal. Why is it not ideal? Because when I have a cleaning company, now I do have to go and I have to get 5 or 6 runners on my own. I have to find those people. Whereas if I have a cleaning company and if I have a cleaning, in-house cleaning, I have a cleaning manager right here that's managing these 6 people. All right, and these 6 people might also be my 6 runners. And the thing about this is, and I kind of got off track here, but the runner also, trash days. Think about that for a second. What about trash days? Sure, there are things out there that will actually do it for you and they'll charge you. But what if we could bring that in-house and save on that as well and give our cleaners, our runners, another opportunity to make more money? They go take out trash, they bring it back in, and that way we're not a nuisance to our neighbors with trash cans out on the street all the time. So when we have a cleaning company, we can't have those people in the cleaning company do that unless we find like a killer cleaning company. Most cleaning companies, though, the boss is saying, hey, you don't talk to our cleaners, we talk to our cleaners. And so for that reason, that becomes very difficult for you to ask them to do anything else besides clean. And it also becomes very difficult for them to clean the way that you clean. So here, if I can turn this into in-house, I'm going to just put a house around it that shows that it's in-house. If I can bring this in-house, now I can make this a cleaning manager. I'll put cleaning manager, CM. Now the cleaning manager is managing and scheduling these cleanings and is also managing these cleaners as runners as well, and one of them ends up being a quality control manager. Now, if you're noticing, I'm bringing in some people at this point. One person I haven't mentioned yet is a COO, and this is where all of this at this point, right here, this entire thing is being managed by a COO. Go back to CEO mindset, okay? CEO mindset says, I'm going to do the work and learn it myself here at one property, and then I'm going to try to find that stud in this entire team as we're building up to 5 properties. Is it a cleaner? Is it a handyman? Is it a runner? Is it an interior designer? That one person I can see replacing myself in the day-to-day activities. That way, by 10 properties, I've got them and I'm teaching them how to do this business. And by 20 properties, I've removed myself from the day-to-day. This does not matter if it's remote or if it's here in town where you're at. This is how I built my business. This is how I copy and pasted it into Phoenix, Arizona, and into Bass Lake, California as well, that are not in my own backyard. And this is how I was able to say, okay, now, instead of me managing all these people, think about that for a second. If at 20 properties you have 6 people here, 2 to 3 here, 5 to 6 here, 1 to 2 here, that's 15 to 20 people that you have to expect a phone call from on a daily basis. That's great if you're up for that. If you're the kind of person that says, I love when my phone rings and I love being able to manage people, that's awesome. But I would rather talk to one person. One person every single day that's managing those relationships for me, and I'm paying them very well to do that for 40 hours per week. If I can do this, now I can remove myself from the day-to-day, and just like the E-Myth talks about, again, go check that out, I become more of a manager of my business than a operator of my business. Then the final step, getting to 50 properties or more, now I become an entrepreneur of my business. And what do I mean by that? Now the business grows whether I'm in it or not. If I'm in Hawaii on a vacation, if I'm hurt, if I have a tragedy in the family, I know that when I come back to that business, that 50 properties is probably now 52 properties, 53 properties, and it's still running like a well-oiled machine. Guys, this right here is how I built my business. I don't care if it's remote or in your own backyard, but this right here is your roadmap to building, especially a remote business if you cannot do it in your own backyard. Comment down below. I'd like to know what you think. Maybe I'm missing someone. I know, just some additional people. Accountants, you definitely need a CE or a CPA and a bookkeeper. You're probably gonna, if you're getting this big of a ticket, you're getting to a tax strategist as well. Realtors, property managers, real estate investors, mortgage lenders, right? There's a lot of people that I didn't even mention that could complicate this, but who did I not mention here that you'd like to be able to add in? One big thing I did not mention is virtual assistants. Virtual assistants can literally replace the cleaning manager, the COO, a lot of these people that are doing guest communication. And that's something that I also teach in our 6-figure formula. In fact, it's a separate course in there for the virtual assistant course that you get right at the checkout for a reduced price. I would go check that out to see if you're serious about building this business and using virtual assistants to remove yourself from guest communication, remove yourself from administrative work. Virtual assistants are the way to do that. Go check it out, fearlesskyle.com/6FF. Can't wait to see you there. Guys, comment down below. We'll see you next time.